Hi, welcome back to Shit They Don't Tell You. It's a podcast featuring myself, Nikki Limo, and my husband / co-host, Steve Greene.
That was better done than I expected.
Wow, thank you for setting
really
the bar
nice.
real low. I like to set the bar low to like over-deliver.
Well, you did it really well.
Thank you. I put this microphone really far.
Hi, everybody. How are you?
That's how you're starting?
Yeah,
That was way worse than I expected.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're talking about making friends in your adult life, which is hard for a lot of people, including myself. I recently posted on Instagram for International Women's Day, which by the time this comes out, it'll be a couple weeks after it. But today is International Women's Day when we're recording this. And I didn't realize how strongly people relate to this. And whether you're a woman relating to this or I'm sure a lot of men out there too, but I won't speak for them.
I can't relate to that.
Okay.
I make friends very easy. It's called easy mode.
So as I know, especially for women, it feels like, girls have this squad. They have their their girl groups, and it feels very hard to break into a group if you never made your group before a certain point in your life. So like by the time you're in your mid-20s, if you didn't have like an established girl group, you were fucked. Like you're just on your own. You don't have a girlfriend group, and it's really, really hard to make girlfriends. And I remember when we first got together, I was talking about that a lot, like how I just wished I had another girlfriend to talk to, like another female confidant that I could share feelings with that only another woman would understand. And I didn't have that. And I would call my mom sometimes, but like that's it.
Yeah,
like I didn't have, And it felt just so impossible. And it just felt like I felt broken. I felt like, why can everyone find a group of friends but not me? Like, what's wrong with me?
Yeah.
And so we want to talk about that today because there's nothing wrong with you. There's a lot of women that feel this way and probably a lot of people in general, but I'm just speaking from the women that have commented on that post. And, it's just like a lot of people feel this way. And let's just walk through this friendship stuff and shit they don't tell you about friends and making friends. And keeping friends. And making good friendships.
And ditching shit friends and getting good
rid
friends.
of toxic friends.
And maybe taking a shit friend and making him into a good friend. Maybe you can do that.
Maybe people have their own journeys.
That's true.
And some of that, they detox their toxicity and then they become a good friend.
How did you get a bunch of girlfriends, Nikki Limo?
So it just happened. Like, honestly, it didn't just happen. We're going to talk about it. But in the beginning of my life, I felt like this has been an issue throughout my entire life. And I felt like I've gone through different phases of wanting friends and not wanting friends because I've been burned a lot in the past. So in like elementary school, we'll just start there. I talked about this on a previous episode. I had this girl that she was a popular girl and she wouldn't let anyone be my friend because I walked funny and she didn't like me and whatever. And so no one would. And people actually came up to me and told me that was the reason they weren't going to be my friend, was because this girl said that they wouldn't be able to go to her parties. Okay, so I didn't have a girl group in elementary school. Middle school came around and I got some friends. I thought they were my friends. We were hanging out all the time. We were having a good time. And then I would find out they all hung out on the weekend without me. They all had a birthday party and I wasn't invited. They all went bowling one day and I was alone crying in my room. Like, I didn't know all those things were happening. So basically I thought I had a group of friends and then turns out they weren't my friends, but I didn't know. And I felt like an idiot. Like, I felt worse about the fact that I was fooled that I thought that they were my friends. Like, I felt so dumb. And one of my friends who I thought was my best friend told me that she was embarrassed by me and that she had to constantly stick up for me because everyone thought I was just annoying and that I'm just the person that people laugh at behind my back, So that really burned me and that hurt a lot. So first year of high school, I had a really hard time making friends, and that's when I got addicted to the internet and chat rooms, and that's how I got my socialization. It was by talking to people on the internet, because then you could be whoever you want to be on the internet. That's why trolls exist, because you could project whatever image you want. The internet trolls, that they get to present themselves as cool guy who doesn't care about what anybody thinks and who doesn't take themselves seriously, because you get to project whatever image you want on the internet, which is why it's easy to make friends on the internet, because you get to literally be whoever you want. So that's why I got addicted to the internet, because I didn't have friends and I got to be the cool person that I wanted to be on the internet, because I wasn't in real life. And that's how a lot of trolls are. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. That I'm not saying they're good or bad. I'm saying that they get to project that image because they're anonymous and they get to be whoever they want to be.
True.
So that was my experience with friendship the first year of high school. Then second year of high school, I had a best friend, and she was like everything. We were like joined at the hip. Like we went through tons of stuff together. It was so fun. And then she got addicted to drugs. It's like everybody that I ever became close to, they just got like, they were gone. And then my friends Tara and Tanya, who have remained my friends since high school, those are the only two people I still talk to from high school. They're great, but it was because we all had separate best friends who got addicted to drugs or fell off somehow, and so we were like the remainder best friends that got together, and that's kind of what happened later in life, in the 30s, and now having a group of friends. But there was a huge time in my 20s where I didn't have any of the girlfriend support because Tara and Tanya stayed in my hometown and I moved to Los Angeles. And a lot of people have a hard time making friends in Los Angeles. You were talking about that, right?
Yeah.
When you first moved to LA?
Oh, yeah. It was weird because I moved up here with friends, with my then girlfriend and with Horton. And my buddy Horton, and we didn't know anybody, but it was cool because we knew I had already done improv in San Diego, so I knew a couple people up here. So I was able to connect with like a few people, but it wasn't like easy. It was very weird. But then because I moved right into improv classes and shit, it was easier to make friends because I had a clique where we could all hang out in.
Yeah.
But I didn't really feel like I was part of them even. Like, because I was very responsible and they were like party people and all this shit. And I couldn't even get in that headspace because I had to work.
Yeah.
And these guys were like, some of them booked a commercial, so they're living off that. And like it was just a different kind of vibe than I had. So I never really felt close to a lot of the improv people that I knew. I just sort of knew them and hung out with them here and there, but I never got close.
Yeah, that's how I felt with same thing. I moved to LA, joined an acting studio that was like a conservatory program. So there were the same people that I saw every other day, every week. Same hardcore acting people, like there for the same reasons. And so I got close to a lot of them. We'd have like little acting sessions, or sometimes we had this thing called the mastermind group, which I actually still believe you should have, where you find a group of people that are like-minded with you and you just like kind of keep each other accountable for progressing in life. It's great. But I felt like same thing in my 20s. Everybody's like partying and they all want to go out and drink. And I was so focused on career and paying the bills. And I had like 3 jobs. And I just like, I had 3 jobs plus acting classes, plus I was doing stand-up. Plus then I fell into YouTube and stuff. And I just didn't have time to party. Like partying was the last thing on my mind. Plus I don't really like clubs.
No, I hate
and
clubs.
A lot of girls, at least like girl groups, whenever they'd invite me out, it's like to go to a club.
Everything was like,
and I hated clubs.
What? Yeah, really? Oh, yeah. Like, we can't even fucking talk to anyone.
Yeah, you can't. And it's expensive and it's fucking cold waiting in that line. But you have to wear a dress and heels and like you can't like bring a coat.
Dude, like 2 drinks is $35?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Well, a lot of girls will flirt and get their drinks paid for, but I didn't do that. Like, no. I couldn't do that. Like, I've always paid for all my own shit. So. Yeah, I just felt like I was always like, I was always a 30-year-old mindset in like a 20-year-old body.
That's how I
and
felt.
Like everyone around me was in their like the epitome of their 20s. And yeah, it was really just hard to fit in.
I never got to be 20, I feel like.
Yeah, and I never wanted
reason.
to be honest.
Good. Yeah, same.
Like I never related on the topics that the girls were talking about. Like they'd be talking about celebrity culture or like what purse they were gonna buy or fashion. I had no idea. Like I just started learning how to do my makeup like in a decent way within the past like 5 years maybe.
Yeah, I remember Horton used to watch MMA, so I'd watch MMA with him, and it was fun for sure. But I never got into it where I'm like,
yeah.
Like I knew a lot of the fighters and stuff because I'd watch it. I was never better than it. I just never got into it like I did football.
Yeah.
Like for me, football's what's up shit. I will watch every fucking game on a Sunday. But I just fighting. I like when they go on the ground and everyone's like, oh, this is so awesome. I'm like, no, it's really not. I don't get why this is awesome. I get that there's a lot of technique to that and shit. And everyone's like, oh man, like jujitsu's so cool. And I'm like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
But I get it.
Yeah.
Like Bart can sit there and he's watching a video with Casey or whatever, my buddies Bart and Casey, and they're watching a video together of two guys on the ground doing jujitsu or whatever, and they're doing different maneuvers, and they both know what they're looking at. I have no idea what I'm looking at other than two dudes hugging on the ground and squiggling around and hugging. So I'm like, okay, I just don't get it.
Same.
I'm not like, oh, this is gay or whatever. I'm like, I don't get it.
Right. Right.
I just don't get the technique. I don't get what makes it like impressive.
Yeah, so that's how it felt when women were talking about handbags. I still don't get it. I still don't understand. I don't understand the difference between a Target handbag and a Coach handbag. I have no idea. I couldn't tell you. Like it's like how Mark was telling us on break how he's colorblind and he can't tell the difference between certain colors. Like if you held them side by side, a Coach bag and a Target bag, I could tell the difference. But if you hook them separately, I
could tell Coach because it says Coach on it. It says Coach on it.
Okay, well, I didn't even know that. So you know more about handbags than I do.
I do.
I have no idea.
I had a girlfriend in high school who was obsessed with handbags, and so I know Coach and Louis Vuittons, and I know
Louis Vuittons has the LVs on it.
Yes, and then there's another one, and I lost it.
Okay, they're all the same to me anyway. Like you can insert any
design. Dolce & Gabbana.
Dolce & Gabbana.
Is that one?
Yeah, Dolce, but not plural Dolces.
Is it a bag one?
It's a designer. I'm sure they make bags. Yeah.
Oh, they do sunglasses too, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Gucci.
Oh yeah, Gucci. That's the other one. That was the other one.
Oh,
Gucci's
okay.
the other one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, there's plenty of manufacturers of handbags, and they all know the difference of price. And it's just like rings with like engagement rings. Like there are girls that know that they can spot a diamond and be like, that diamond costs $20,000. I don't know the difference between a $20,000 diamond and cubic zirconia.
Yeah.
I have no fucking clue. You could have bought me cubic zirconia. I'm equally as happy because I don't fucking know the difference.
I wasted a lot of money.
Yeah, you
Wasted.
did. Or you didn't and you're playing it really well. I don't know.
That would be better.
I have no idea. And
I didn't do that,
and
but that would be
I have no
better.
desire to know because it's just the gesture. A handbag is just to hold my wallet or my phone or whatever. It's not. I don't know anything about it. And so a lot of girls in their 20s, that's what they talked about, right? Was like clubs, dating guys here and there, but nothing like really serious. You know, maybe they had like a breakup or someone cheated on them or whatever. But like really just like what bag, what lip injection, what like a celebrity is doing what, and I could not relate at all. Now I'm in my 30s and everybody is married. They talk about married life, whether or not they should have kids, whether like what Netflix show they're binge watching,
how often or not often they're fucking, and that's about it.
Yeah, what wine to drink, and I'm like, I relate hard to this.
Yeah.
And so I think that's it, is that it was finding common ground and finding friends that were like that. And also, I think here's my theory on if you're out there and you're struggling making friends in your 20s, you feel like everyone already has their friend group and you feel alone and isolated. I think you're doing so much in your 20s. There are so many ways to go. Like 20s, you're at like this crossroads of like, there's so many directions you could go. And you're working on building relationships, like romantic relationships. You're working on your career. You're working on your finances. You're working on building credit. You're learning what taxes are. You're trying to find your own health care. You're doing so many things trying to like build your life, and you don't even know who you are yet. You're along the way discovering who you are as a person, and that's a lot of shit. There's a lot of shit going down. There's so many bubbles that you have to fill. And so if you are a person that already has a group of friends, you're not looking to add more friends, which is why people with friends seems like you can't break into their friend group.
That's
because
elusive. They're
like, well, why do we need new friends? We're working on all this other stuff. And then when you get to your 30s, people are more just like, oh, okay, I got this relationship, I got friends, I got career kind of is going, let's meet new people. You know, like they're kind of more open. You know?
Is that what it is?
And I think
that's
my theory. That's my theory, at least. Because, like, for example, the JK people, they're a friend group already. And they are tight. They don't need new friends. But somehow we became friends because I think they're just more, like, we relate to them.
Yes, that's what it is.
We're a couple. And they're
I think we got lucky.
But they're open. Like, because they weren't, like, closed off.
No.
It was just timing,
Yeah.
you know? So it was timing on, like, relating to those people, having common ground, and then also both parties being open to forming a new friendship.
Mm-hmm.
And you just have to like be patient and wait for that, because it was kind of like I met a bunch of people all at the same time, like different friend groups all at the same time, because I have two other like friend circles that kind of formed at the same time, and they had the same story where they didn't feel like they had a friend group in their 20s, and now they feel like we're a friend group, and it's just a bunch of like lost people like finding each other, and then you form your group, and then people look at you and go, oh, I wish I had that friend group, but it's like, no, we didn't have a friend group. That's how we became a friend group.
Yeah, it just sort of happens.
Yeah, it like happens because we didn't have a friend group.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think we got lucky. I think that, I don't know if it's like an age thing where it's like, hey, now that I'm 30, I'm open to things. I don't know if I've ever met anyone like that.
I don't think it's an age thing. I think it's like a period in your life thing, like a maturity level thing, where I think, at least for women, and like I said, I think that just women are different than the way that men create friendships and stuff, where like if women that have a tight group of friends in their 20s, everyone's kind of competition. That's why I always felt is that like when they look at me, when a new girl is meeting me, she's kind of like eyeing me up and down and like gauging how much of a competition I am, which I don't want to be anyone's competition. I never have. I've always been like, you take the guy, I don't want them, you know? But I felt just very judged. And if I did meet a friend and then I fell out of line, like in some way, like I didn't wear the right thing, or I didn't do my hair the right way, or like, you know, like some little thing, some little slip up, you're not a friend anymore. And it's just like that, because it's it's superficial. It's not like a real friendship, because people are just still learning who they are in their 20s.
Yeah.
For the most part.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
So then, since when you're 30, you kind of know who you are more, you know who you match more with.
You know who you are more, and you have different values. Like your values are no longer going to the club and meeting guys. You're married, or you have a relationship.
Or you're not married. I'm sorry for those of you listening. Jesus, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying that like the people that we've met, that I've met.
Yeah.
Like
True. They're paired up.
You have a different set of values than when I met them. There's some people that I'm really good friends with now that I knew them in their 20s. We knew each other.
Yeah.
But we never got close because it just wasn't the right time yet. We were both single. Maybe they saw me as competition, maybe they didn't, I don't know, but for whatever reason, like it's like their life wasn't set, so it was harder to make friends, because you kind of want to make friends that are in line with your lifestyle. So if you don't know what your lifestyle is yet, or you don't know any of that, then it's harder to make friends.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that's interesting. Well, with that, we're gonna go on a break.
Let's do it.
So getting fit and staying healthy always sounds easier said than done, right?
It's so easy to say, it's so hard to do.
OpenFit is bringing you something that makes it even easier to never miss a sweat session. You can lose the commute to the gym and let the workouts come to you.
What is OpenFit? OpenFit takes all of the complexity out of losing weight and getting fit. It's a brand new, super simple streaming service that allows you to work out from the comfort of your living room in as little as 10 minutes per day.
So wait, why should I try OpenFit?
Well, everyone's bodies are different, Nikki, and OpenFit gets that, okay?
Oh.
Which is why it's personalized to your needs with custom-tailored original content.
Yeah, that's actually what I love about it. Okay, so there's amazing trainers and classes. OpenFit classes are led by some of the most effective and engaging trainers in the world. You can sculpt your body with Andrea Rogers, founder of the worldwide sensation, No Big Deal, Extend Bar, or get in crazy good shape with Hunter McIntyre,
who was named by Sports Illustrated as one of the top fittest athletes. That's right, top 50. These trainers know how to get you results quick.
And super simple. You can forget all the complexity and stress around getting fit and just press play and work out on your schedule. 600 seconds with celebrity trainer Devin Wiggins packs the fat-burning, muscle-building, and body sculpting benefits of much longer sections into just a fraction of that time.
You can access it anywhere, at any time, view it on your computer, web-enabled TV, tablet, smartphone, and Roku.
And there's results you can see. Don't you hate when you have results but you can't see them? How do you know they're even results?
I swear they're there.
Lose up to 15 pounds in just the first 30 days. Flatten your abs, shape your body, and just, you know what, look and feel great.
You know why I like OpenFit? Because it's easy. I like cutting corners. I like making
that's true.
as easy as humanly possible. That's what I go for.
Yeah.
And OpenFit does that.
Like you have
for
goals,
me.
but like can they be easier though to accomplish?
Right. I'm like, hey, my goal is just to do something very simply. Is that cool?
Is that cool? And still have results like rock solid abs. For me, it's more of a scheduling thing. So I've tried apps like this before. And one, I didn't like that it was the same exercise over and over again. I feel like certain trainers like have the same moves over and over, and I was getting bored of it. But two, they were always the same amount of time. So I had to have at least 30 minutes. And sometimes having like a 10-minute workout, that's better than having no workout. Because for me, it was like if I couldn't schedule 30 minutes, then I just wouldn't do any. And, having a 10-minute option is awesome, especially if I could do 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes at night, spread it out. So I liked that a lot. Like there's this one workout with Devin Wiggins that's a 600-second workout, which is 10 minutes. And it has like just a bunch of fat burning, muscle building workout exercises just crammed into 10 minutes as opposed to spreading them out and taking a little break in between reps, which I feel like fits in my schedule. OpenFit has changed the way I work out, and with my code our code,
TELLYOU,
you can join us on a fitness journey personalized just for you. Again, use our code TELLYOU, TELLYOU, and start using OpenFit for your journey to a healthier life.
Right now, during their OpenFit 30-day challenge, our listeners get a special extended 30-day free trial membership to OpenFit where you can lose up to 15 pounds in 30 days. When you text TELLYOU, TELLYOU to 303030.
That's 303030. You will get full access to OpenFit, all the workouts and nutrition information, totally free. Again.
Just text 303030.
Well, text
TELLYOU to 303030.
Text tell you. Don't just text tell.
You get it for free. Okay?
Yeah.
It's full access for free. So those of you who are listening right now and you're going, okay, that's really cool. I feel like I know your life story. Thanks. That's nice. But how do I make friends? I'm 30.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in that position right now.
How do I do it?
How do I do it? Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I wasn't saying like, oh, once you're 30, you magically figure it out. It's that for me, it happened in my 30s because I felt like this is the person I've always been in my 20s. And it didn't match up to other people back then.
Yeah, I got it.
And now it matches up. Yeah.
So I think that the best thing you can do as a 30-year-old now is join a club. Now, whatever that club is, I mean, there's a lot of different shit out there. I always say improv. I said improv last week. Listen, if you're not making friends at work, which is the most common place to find friends, if you're not connecting with people at your work environment, which Lord knows I have had that situation happen. In fact, I wrote a company-wide email when I left my old job, and I said, hey, I had a lot of fun walking into the dry fucking room with gray walls, sort of slightly looking at you and nodding a little bit as we walked by and barely said good morning, and I'm really going to miss it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, it's just like, that was my work. Like, I did not find friends at work. It was terrible. So if you're having that situation, you got to start looking out to outside things. Like, is there? I mean, a lot of people do what are they called?
Group meetups or whatever.
Group meetups, but they also do trivia nights.
Oh yeah, trivia nights are so fun.
They're fun too.
Yeah.
So you just go to a bar on trivia night, and you just like get, you just start throwing your hat in the ring and getting in the mix.
Yeah, trivia nights are a great place to meet friends.
Yeah, there's like. Dude, not bingo, but like there's like all kinds of shit out there.
Yeah, and just finding an outlet in general, I feel like, because like whatever hobby you're into, like for example, like our friend Joe just got into karate and he's in his 30s and he just started learning karate because he just felt like he wanted to learn karate, and you just like he goes and then he has his like karate trainer friends and like. He just makes friends that way, and then
but he's good at making friends. He's an extrovert. That's
true, but like there's other hobbies that if you get into, I swear to God, there's so many other people like you that are into that same thing. And if you don't have a thing, like we said before, you could get into improv. You could go and join an improv class.
Just go do improv.
And it at least gets you out of your shell, if nothing else.
And then there's the thing where it's like you got to have some kind of an event happening that you can invite people over to.
Yeah.
Like host a fucking thing, dude. Like you're tired of waiting in your apartment, listening to my podcast and all this shit, and you want something to do? host a fucking party tonight after you're done listening to my
everybody
podcast.
that you know, and then see who you connect with more.
Yeah, and it's just you're just texting people like, hey, you want to come to this thing? I'm doing a thing at 7:00 or whatever. And if you just start building a rhythm like that, then you can build a friend group and get Jackbox on
on your TV.
If you got whatever you got on whatever your device is. You got you got an Xbox, PlayStation, some shit. You got a fucking Roku. You can get on
it's
everything.
on everything. If your device can connect to the internet, you could get Jackbox.
Jackbox.
Jackbox, please sponsor us.
When you have friends over at your place and things start to slow down, fire up that Jackbox, dude. It gets to be a blast.
After people have a few drinks and they're like, should I go home or should I stay? I don't really
peer pressure with that Jackbox.
Like, I'm uncomfortable. Everyone here is an introvert.
Yep.
Our friend Jack, not associated with Jackbox, he throws the best theme parties.
He does.
Like, he'll throw a Valentine's Day party and he decorates it all out with like, it's him and his wife Erin.
Yeah.
Shout out. What? He's actually been on our podcast before. You can go listen to that episode.
Jack Douglas.
And we interviewed him right before getting married. So yeah, him and his wife Erin put together these theme parties every year. Like every holiday, and they have different things that are associated with each holiday. So for the Valentine's Day one, there's balloons and stuff, and then there's always Jackbox. That's always an option.
Yep.
But they
always have some kind of signature drink.
They have a signature drink every time. That's a great one. That's a good hook.
Last 2 weeks ago,
it was
or whatever,
Cupid's Cum.
Yeah. Then they had something for Halloween. It was like vampire jizz or something.
Yeah. It was
fun.
vampire jizz, and then the Santa Cum also.
Yep.
Okay, so
it was Santa taint.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. There's a difference, by the way.
Yeah. It was more of a dip.
Don't get it twisted.
It was more of a dip.
So they have that, and then they do like a different type of game each time. So on the Valentine's Day one, everyone put together PowerPoint presentations.
It was really fun.
And you think, oh, that sounds really nerdy, but everyone got super into it. And if everyone's committed, it's just a fun time.
Yeah.
Like, so you could pick whatever topic you want, but you have to put together a PowerPoint presentation
Nikki
on the
did
topic.
a PowerPoint presentation just burning me to the fucking ground, basically.
Well, what's new?
About my obsession with the movie Flight, which I would like to take a minute right now and talk about.
Took every talking point that Steve uses in every conversation that happens every day of my life, and I put them in a PowerPoint presentation like no one's ever said them aloud before. And I presented it like I was the first person to ever think of this stuff.
I find it very cynical. I think it's a little malicious, but that's fun.
What was yours about?
Mine was about how extremely backlit hair in music videos was a dangerous phenomenon throughout the 1980s that nearly got people killed until Michael Jackson's hair was set on fire, and then they had to back up and be like, no, man,
they had a front light too.
We pushed the lumens way too hard in the back lighting, and now we got to front light the shit out of it, which is why in Backstreet Boy music videos and all this shit, you see front lighting. And NSYNC videos, you see a lot of front lighting. It's because of that incident. That was my PowerPoint presentation. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And it was really fun because everyone's drinking. They're having a good time. There's a signature drink. We're all listening to each other's PowerPoints. We're roasting each other, whatever, like during each other's PowerPoints.
Dude, one guy did a PowerPoint. He's like,
talking shit about my exes for 4 minutes.
Oh, that was great. No, that was a good one.
Yeah.
This is what I'm bitching about. He's like, here's why Captain Janeway is the best Starfleet captain. I'm like, yeah, dude. Way to pander to a room of chicks, bro. Like, fucking A, Captain Kirk is by far and away the best captain.
Yeah.
And then in second place is far and away Captain Kirk. Or Captain Picard.
He presented
but
his point of view.
Top fucking number one.
He presented his point of view.
I booed him the entire time. I don't think I stopped booing him. I was throwing drinks at him and
he was
shit.
booing the whole time.
I was like, get off the fucking stage, dude. I was like, you're fucking taking too long with this shit, dude.
But my point is, they had a hook. They have a hook at every one of their parties. One time, it was to ice people during the entire time. Fun. And that is when you take a room temperature Smirnoff Ice and you hand it to someone. And if they take it from you, like if they offhandedly grab it from you, if they accept, then they have to get on one knee and chug the entire bottle of Smirnoff Ice.
They're
and that's
about to be knighted.
Icing someone. Yeah. And so there were 6 Smirnoff Ices hidden throughout the house. And if you found one, you got to ice somebody with it.
And if you knew Jack, you would know that he throws what are the equivalent of a nerd party.
Yeah.
But that's what makes it so fun.
All of his friends are nerds.
We're all nerds.
And it's super fun.
Exactly.
And I know that if we get invited to a Jack party, there's going to be a hook like that.
Yes.
And I'm saying, create that. Like, if you can.
Yeah, you can make that.
You can make that.
And you're like, well, I'm not an extrovert. Jack's not an extrovert. Jack's just a fun guy.
Yeah. And he has a funny sense of humor.
Yes.
So, like he attracts people with that kind of sense of humor. I also want to talk about how if you have kept the same friends since, let's say, high school, and they might not be exactly conducive to who you are now. So a lot of people have trouble letting go of those friends, and that's that toxicness kind of seeps in and prevents you from making new friends.
Dude, the friends we just described, how much fun did that sound? It's because it's that fun the whole time. We don't ever go like, oh no, we got to hang with these people.
Yeah, there's no drama at any party that we go to.
All those people, you got to get rid of it, man. It's just not even fun. If it's not even fun, then why are you friends with them? That's what friends are, dude.
There's no drama ever. That's what I really like. That's the difference between a party in your 20s or before then and a party now is like.
Dude, since we got in the JK group and then between that and our friends with Jack and Aaron, and the DeFrancos and Jess Lozama, and like all these people, it's just easy.
It's
you don't have to worry about shit. You're not, I'm going to this party and I'm dreading it or whatever.
And then you have a gauge for future friendships of like, I'm not closed off, even though we're part of those friend groups. I'm not like, oh, I have my friend group, I'm all set. It's just like if you match that, then we could probably be friends. Yeah. And if you understand schedules, like all of our friends tend to be in the same industry, so we all get that we don't see each other every day. You know, we're not hanging out at the bar every day after work because all of us are editing videos or like getting prepared for the next video or doing some mental health shit. We're all like,
and we're married. We do date nights and all kinds of shit. Like and it's not just like, oh, okay, it's Friday night, we're all gonna do a party thing tonight. Like it's more sporadic, but it works for us.
But it works because everybody's kind of on the same page, and so it's really all about knowing who you are and then finding people that are on that same page as you. And I know that's like how that's so hard. Like how difficult is that? But it does start like just start doing shit. Just throw yourself into uncomfortable situations, like joining a class or joining a club or joining somewhere, a group that, you know, you don't know what to expect and maybe it's going to be awkward at first or whatever.
Or saying yes to something that you would normally say no to. Dude, for a perfect example, two of our best friends in the world, they just like moved to LA and they were actually fans of mine on YouTube. And they messaged me, like they texted me because they got my number at one of the conventions. It was like VidCon or something. Mm-hmm. And
they're our age.
They're our age, exactly.
Yeah, it wasn't like a 12-year-old person.
Right. So I remember they texted me and they're like, hey, we would love to like go hang out, go get pizza or some shit.
Yeah.
And so I was like, hey, Nikki, let's go. I want to hang out with these guys. And Nikki was actually kind of uncomfortable. She was like, well, they're fan
I didn't know what to expect.
Right, exactly. We don't know. I don't know.
Wait, but this is before. I don't know. This wasn't right before we went out to dinner with them. You told me about them like you would introduce them as being fans to me.
Yes,
like
exactly.
I didn't know. I wasn't introduced to them in person.
Yeah.
You just told me about them.
Exactly.
And then you were like, oh, it's these same people.
Yes.
I hadn't met them in person and known like a face to name that those are the same people you were talking about.
Yep.
When we went to dinner with them, I didn't find out till later that those were the same people that you were talking about.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just, but you went off of that hunch like where.
I was like, they've always been cool. I've seen them at a bunch of these things, like the VidCons and stuff. And I was like, they're always just like dope people. I was like, let's do it.
Yeah.
And they're like some of our best friends.
Right. But the way you presented it before, like, oh, there's some fans, like that's so broad. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you hadn't been there with me when I was talking to them and stuff. So it was, I just was like, no, trust me, they're a cool hang. And they were.
Yeah,
and
they
it worked great. Like
and
it was easy.
They would have been in our wedding had we met them like 5 months sooner.
I know, exactly right.
There were that close.
Yes. We would hang like every week, like at
we
their
spent
place.
the night together.
Yeah.
The first time we hung out, I fell asleep at their house.
Exactly. You did
but
that a lot.
I did fall asleep at like pretty much everyone's house.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
So but that's the whole thing, right? That was an uncomfortable thing, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Like that was something that's a little unusual that we did because it's like, hey, back then we didn't have very many friends. Like,
oh yeah, by the way, we were so sad. Like maybe 5 years ago, maybe even sooner than that, like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Like we were so sad because we felt like me and Steve together, and Steve's an extrovert. He's good at talking to people.
Good at friends.
I'm like able to socialize with people. I feel like I had a lot of acquaintances and I'm cool with everyone.
You're very cool.
I'm like chill with everybody, right?
Yeah.
But I don't have like a group, or I didn't have a group. That's what I felt like. I was like, man, everyone seems to like me, but I never get invited to their thing or like that we're not close enough that they feel like they could just like call me up or text me
Yeah,
or
even
send me
the-
an inside joke or
Even
something.
in the Totally Sketch days, you didn't really hang with us very much.
Well, that's because you guys, I was a waitress and you guys would always pick Saturday night to go to a movie, and those were waitressing nights. The weekend nights were like the money nights. That's where I made all my money. And and so that was unfortunate because I was so jealous. I would so wish that I could go. And then I just stopped getting invited because I said no so many times because I couldn't ever make it on a weekend.
That makes sense.
But yeah,
that's all part of the plight, right? Where it's like, then you find yourself at a stage and you're like, man, I don't have very many friends. So then I kind of, after everyone kind of moved away and like doing different shit, like Richard Ryan moved and he's doing his coffee company thing.
He started doing his gun channel. He moved away from comedy and started doing shooting stuff.
Yeah, so I'd see him a little less, and I just and then he moved away. He like full on moved out of state, and then I was like, man, he was like my every week hang. Yeah. And then I would hang with him and Michael like every week. We'd go to a movie or some shit, and then that became harder to do. And then we were just like, damn, we don't have very many friends. Yeah. It got a little sad.
Well, it was hard too because you ever like become friends, you're a couple, and then you become friends with another couple, and then that couple breaks up.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh no, then now they feel like a third wheel.
Yeah.
And like, it's not the same dynamic that it was before. That sucks.
It's true.
And that's kind of what happened.
For sure.
Yeah. And then he moved.
And then I moved?
No, he moved.
And then he moved. Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, so because it was like, it's all couples, and then all of a sudden there's a breakup, and then it's like, oh.
Yeah.
Like we still invite him, but it's like,
Yes. So then it became this thing where I remember like we all went to this party thing. And then the next day we saw that everyone was hanging, but we weren't invited.
Oh yeah, that was sad.
And we're like, oh fuck these fools forever.
Yeah,
we went to
this party, and like it was like we were all hanging friends and having a good time and taking pictures together. And then the next day, every one of those was at this party except for us.
Yep. And I was like,
and they were just hanging out. It wasn't like an event, like you had to be exclusively invited. It was like someone's house.
It was a chill hang.
And they were all like hanging out. And we thought like we finally found a friend group.
Yep.
That was what was disappointing, is that we were like, yes, this works. This is our friend group. And then we're like, oh.
False.
It's not our friend group.
False positive.
We were really depressed that day.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's all good.
So
yeah, but then we were starting over from zero at about 30, like starting, like 29 or whatever. But yeah, starting over and being like, well, we thought we had a friend group. It's all good. We don't. And then that's when we started, that put me in a position to say yes to more shit. Like that's when I said yes to the.
And we kind of like did the equivalent of not like, I guess, dating as friends, where you go do some hangs with this friend group and then this friend group, and you kind of like it all evens out naturally.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But just so if something seems uncomfortable, put yourself out there. Yeah. You got to have the balls to try to change the situation.
And just know that you bring something to the table. Like sometimes it feels like, oh, they all know each other. They all have these inside jokes. Like I have nothing to contribute, but you can create new things. Like you could create new inside jokes if you just like put what you have to offer on the table.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then also too, Nikki's really good at being a good friend. I would say that I'm good at talking to people, but Nikki's good at being
like a loyal ass bitch.
Yes.
Like I'm a loyal ass bitch.
Yes.
I'm a ride or die.
And she doesn't forget shit. Like today, she reminded me that it's my friend's birthday, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, the friend.
Yeah, our friend. Yeah, the one
that we went on the date with.
That's right.
That were fans of yours.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I don't forget people's birthdays. Usually, if they told me their birthday, I will remember their birthday, or I will remember what month it's in.
And I'm awful at it.
Yeah.
Like I am just as bad as it gets at it. I have no idea what my grandmother's birthday is, and I just called her and said happy birthday a couple days ago on her birthday, and I don't know right now what her birthday is. I have no idea.
Sometimes I see people and I know that their birthday's in the month that we're in, and I'm like, did it pass already? And like, is it your birthday yet? And they're like, what the fuck? How did you know?
I know exactly. Nikki's so weird.
Sometimes
like that.
I have to pretend like I don't remember people's birthdays just because it's weird that I remember their birthday. I don't just remember their birthday. I remember what zodiac sign they are because I know their birthday. I think that actually comes first.
You're so scary.
I know, that's why people won't be my friends. But then that's the other thing is that like because I'm so like ride or die with people, if I have your back like 100% and like we're like tight and I feel close enough to you that we've shared some moments and like whatever, and I'm like, okay, we're like close friends and then I get like screwed over somehow by you, I will never forget you.
Yeah.
And I will never like talk to you again.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just bad.
I'm the
with
same
that.
way. We're very petty people.
I mean,
It's all in a
like
very
if they
beautiful
say
way.
if they say sorry or they apologize or
Yeah.
whatever, then I usually like, I'll hear them out.
No, but they get the cold shoulder forever.
Yeah, but I'm like, yeah, if I thought we were cool and then we weren't cool, I feel it takes me back to that middle school period where I think I have this tight group of friends and then I'm not there. They're not really my friends.
See, and I have attachment issues.
Same.
Which is really great for me because I know that about myself. And so I'm like, if you cross me in even the slightest way, you could have been my friend for 25 years and I will never talk to you again.
Yeah.
And I won't even feel anything
For 25
about it.
years? Only 25 years?
Because for 25 years, I always knew there was something off about you.
Oh.
I start to sum it all up.
Oh, you mean someone that was your friend for 25 years could just like
Yep.
screw you over and then...
Yep.
And then you'll burn the bridge.
I will burn their memory from my skull, dude.
Dude, sometimes he gets like that, and I'm like, they really didn't do anything that bad.
That's true.
Like, take it down a notch.
He talks me off the ledge.
Yeah, he's like, I will never.
I'm like, I will literally fucking destroy them. I will fucking burn it all
I'm like,
down.
wait,
Yep.
back up. What did they say? Oh, maybe they meant it this way. You know what? I don't think that's what they meant.
Yep. I'm so ready to go. I'm so trigger happy. Fucking ready. Never put the safety on. I'm ready to fucking
put the safety
never. Because I got to be able to rock and roll,
Hand
baby.
on the
I
trigger.
got to rock and roll.
Finger on the trigger.
Yep. I had
Yeah.
to make a move. I had to make a move.
Yeah,
That's
I've
just how I am.
heard a lot about his ex-best friends.
Dude, these people, I don't even know their names.
I
That's
know
how
their names.
dead they are to me.
I know their
They're
names.
under the ground, covered in concrete. The perfect crime.
Some of them have your same name, so it's like, how do you forget that?
One of them does,
Yeah.
but he doesn't deserve it.
Yeah, I know.
That's right.
He probably spells it different.
You can't break guy code the way that guy broke guy code, basic fucking guy code, AKA don't fuck with my chick,
Right.
and expect me to even know what you look like tomorrow. I won't even. You could walk up to me and I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't know you.
Yeah.
That's how personal I take it, and that's how petty I am. The deepest part of my soul is a very shallow place because I'm a very shallow man.
So anyway, we don't know why we have such a hard time making friends.
No, yeah, we would love to be
We
friends
have
with more
no
people,
idea.
actually. And that's
Please
what
let
this
us
is.
know in the comments.
If you want
Let
to be
us
friends,
know.
email us at podcast at nikki.limo.
Nikki.limo.
And we'll screen you.
Yeah, maybe we'll be friends. Maybe we won't be friends. I don't know.
Tell us the best thing about you and the worst thing about you.
And your biggest regret.
And also
how
if you
dealt with
respect guy code, which I think, I'll be interested to read that answer.
it. I think do girls have a code? I guess we do.
Yeah,
I mean, it's the same code, I think.
it's the same code. Don't fuck with the chick's dude.
Yeah.
It's
like-
a very easy code. Some people just don't get it.
Some people just don't do codes, bro.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I love those guys.
Yeah.
I don't do codes. I'm a fucking pickup artist. Yeah, okay, dude. Good luck with you. Keep wearing a fucking feather frock out. See how it works out. You seen those pickup artist guys? Can we get one on the show?
We should.
I've always wanted
I know.
to talk to one.
I can probably set that up.
Do you know one?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's like
Is it a
mutual.
girl,
It's a
though?
mutual friend. No.
Okay, good. I want to talk to pickup guys.
Yeah, I know.
Because the girls have a
What
way
girl
more
ones?
reasoned approach.
What girl ones?
Well, the girls were like, "Hey, I'm and I'll teach you how to kiss or whatever." I'm like, "Okay, well, you're cool."
I've never heard of that.
You don't know those girls?
Sounds like a scam.
Right? It does. No, but they're like counselors for like dudes who feel weird or whatever around
No,
girls.
I'm talking about the guy ones that you're
I'm
talking
talking about the guy ones, yeah.
Wait, real quick, before we just talked to Mark, and he brought up a good point about like when you lost all your friends like at one time, like where all your
Like they
friends
moved
move
away or some
away
shit?
and like you're going through like some tragedy also in your life, and like just think shit's just hard to deal with and like you feel alone. That definitely happened to me when the year that I got sued and was my boyfriend cheated on me, and then I got in a car crash and I had no friends. And I think that it's just like dating when you're starting over. It's like dating in the way where like you can't be so focused on finding the one or finding the new friends or like, finding that. You have to just focus on your shit. Like, as always, I feel like we always come back to this.
Well,
it's like you have to focus on yourself and maybe change something up. Maybe
But
like
also there's something cool that happens when, like, say your friends move away.
yeah.
You can, I mean, honestly, it's
you can change identities.
No. This sounds weird.
Okay.
But
I thought that
you
was going
almost
there.
always have backup friends in your phone who you haven't contacted as much. Think about it.
Backup friends?
People in your phone that you don't contact as much, you can get
Damn,
closer to.
I don't have it like that.
Hey, look, that's life, bro.
Wow, do you have a backup wife?
No, fuck no. I'm married. You don't have backups
You
when
don't
you're
have
married.
backup wives.
No, but no. Let me tell you
Thank
something
God.
about guys. When we're dating people, you better believe.
You have a lineup?
There's a lineup, yeah.
Was I in the lineup? Was I in the wing?
Yeah, fuck yeah, of course.
Oh shit!
Oh yeah. No, but there's always girls in your periphery that you're like, oh well, she's
If I wasn't
cool.
dating, I would try to go after her.
So right, so there's friends like that too, where it's like, oh well, I know this person and I just never really got to know them very much. Why don't I never thought of them as a friend before, and now maybe I should try to do that.
I guess I'm just more open. I don't go through my phone like that. But if like a girl, but I don't know. I don't know if it's like that for girls. Because like I haven't talked to someone in like 8 months, and then I randomly text them, and we're not even close like that. I don't know if they respond that way, but maybe they do, and I'm just weird. I think it's more just like I'm open. So girls that I normally probably wouldn't hang out with, where I'm like, oh, we have nothing in common, but they're asking me to go like hang out, I would probably say yes, and like go and just find out who they are as people, and like be more open minded about it. Yeah,
and I would probably say no, thank you.
Wow.
Because I already have enough friends. Thank you.
You're the one that just said you're going through your backup phone list.
I'm topped up. No, I'm talking about for other people.
You don't want to make a new backup phone for your backup
topped up,
phone?
dude. I ain't got too many friends at this point. I do.
Well,
it's absurd.
Just strive to be more like Steve Greene, and everybody.
You know,
you'll never have a problem.
You would have a way easier time. Let me tell you, hey guys, email us at podcast@Nikki.Limo. I'll just dump some of my friends on you because Jesus Christ, I got so fucking.
Did you have a moving story?
No, that's all I wanted to say about moving.
Oh, okay.
About friends who are moving.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah. Also subscribe so you don't miss any of this podcast.
And please rate us because it helps out so much.
It helps out so much if you rate us 5 stars.
And also buy Nikki's merch because she worked so hard on it. Oh my God,
I worked so hard on my merch. Buy it.
Oh my
It's
God,
a link.
please.
There's a link. Probably there's a link. Mark, is there a link? There's a link.
There's a link. And also next week we're going to be talking about the flat Earth and how come it's real. That's what we're talking about.
We just found some flat Earth videos that
we had a blast.
Are pretty funny.
It was very fun.
They're really funny to watch.
Dude, if you're not doing anything tonight, get high and watch flat Earth videos. You'll fucking have a blast.
If you can, they get buried by YouTube.
That's true. You have to
we had to do some major digging to find actual flat Earth people videos.
Watch Behind the Curve on Netflix.
So we were watching that, but they show like the people.
So Nate says to watch Behind the Curve on Netflix.
Okay, so that's how it started, and then but they don't show the actual theories.
They don't show
like
Nate.
why the people believe that stuff, and they believe it hard.
Oh, they do later?
Oh, I fell asleep. But I got through the first 20 minutes. It must be in the last 20 minutes because they like kind of touch on it a little bit, like what they believe, like, oh, there's a dome or whatever. But they don't say why they believe this.
They have a psychiatrist and everything.
Oh, really?
Oh, dude, we're gonna do next week. We're doing shit they don't tell you about the flat Earth and why that shit is real.
No,
is fucking why that shit is fucking real.
We should get a flat earther on here.
We should.
But our video will probably get totally buried by YouTube.
I know. God damn it. Oh my God. Doesn't YouTube understand that it's just fun?
It's just fun.
Some things are just fun, dude. It's like ghost stories, dude. Fuck you.
We don't have to believe it.
Oh my God.
It's just fun to talk about.
Everyone takes things seriously.
It's true. That's the shit they don't tell you.
That's the shit they don't tell you.
People take themselves so seriously when they get older.
I could never even entertain talking to a flat earther. I'm like, did you entertain talking to your fucking aunt at Christmas?
When you're a kid, you get entertained by everything. Like you get to listen to everything. Oh, my dad's friend said he saw a ghost, and like you guys talk about it.
Yeah.
And then when you're an adult, you're like, that shit's not real. I know because it's an insult to my intelligence.
I'm a very serious
talk
person
about it. And it's like, dude, no one thinks you're unintelligent just because you're talking about a story.
Right.
Whatever.
Like, by the way, you're fucking boring, dude.
I have scruples.
Have a fun night tonight. Going home, filling up your car with gas, going to Ralph's, buying some shit,
and fucking your wife in the most boring position.
Yeah, I mean, you're just such a kick-ass. You're just killing it. You know what I mean?
You're just having sex to procreate.
Yeah. Ugh. You're so fucking boring.
Anyway, please rate us high.
Please rate us very well. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Why didn't anyone tell me?